Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with the prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice. 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. philsgang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated, so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed in Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
If you're going to raise potential growth in the country, you've got to raise the labor force or the hours worked, and you've got to raise productivity. And that's why Fed Chair Janet Yellen said, whatever you do, focus everything you're doing on the productive capacity of the economy. Make the economy more productive. Things like business investment.
Really? Wow. Who's been saying that all along? Productivity. We talk about that almost every day. The economy doesn't grow because we don't have productivity. Now, today they came out and they said that the GDP grew more than 3%. Really? Isn't it amazing? He's been the only president that never hit 3%. It just happens to be the very last quarter he hits 3%. You think that's rigged? Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Market's not doing much today. It's kind of flat, waiting for the employment numbers on Friday. But I just had a giggle today when they came out with that GDP number. Are you nuts? See, the one thing about the GDP number, it's one of the worst numbers. You can't depend on a GDP because it's so easy to manipulate. All they have to do is manipulate the inventory to move it up and down. Nobody checks it. Nobody really counts it. It's just like the job numbers. When they come out with a job number, remember, 40% of them are fake. Any job number you get, 200,000, 300,000, we never get 300, but 150, 160, 180, 40% of those jobs never existed. They're all made up. Birth, death, metric system. They make them up as they need them. They actually do. Yeah, people sit there and pretend. They make a little business. How many people you think are going to be hired? Oh, 22. Well, how about let's put another business over here in Michigan. How many you think? We'll hire 18. All made up. It's like a little game. GDP is worse. The only time that you can identify if the economy is good, no, not the stock market. The stock market has nothing to do with the economy. Anybody who looks at the stock market and says, oh, look at this, we're up 180%. Economy must be doing good. You have no idea what you're talking about. The stock market does not reflect the economy a bit. We don't wake up in the morning and say, hey, let's go buy economies. Do we? No, let's go buy stocks. And it makes no sense that it reflects the economy because guess what? You take the S&P 500 companies, the Dow 30 companies, most of those companies, about 68, 70% of the revenues come from other economies, not ours. Comes from Europe, that's right. So that's ridiculous. Where you find how well this economy is doing is looking at the durable goods and looking at productivity. It will never change. If you want the truth, look up durable goods quarter after quarter. Miserable, terrible. Look up productivity, miserable. Because we do not spend enough money on equipment they call capital spending. You've been hearing me say this every day. Now CNBC's coming out now, after 8 years, talking about, gee, we need productivity. Of course you need productivity. If you don't give somebody modern equipment, modern technology, they're not going to produce more. If they don't produce more, wages don't go up. Wages don't go up, spending doesn't go up. People aren't going to go spend. Matter of fact, people are spending less than ever. And how they spend when you hear these big numbers? Oh, spending is up. Thanksgiving Day, spending is up. Black Friday, spending is up. Really? It's all debt. They're not spending. They're debting. They're debting. Everything's going out of credit card. 18%, 22%, 5 credit cards, spread it out. Pay off one, play the other, roll over the credit cards. If Trump really wants to make America great again, he's got to appeal Obamacare, repeal it. He's got to put back the Glass-Steagall Act so that all these banks, again, you got to pull them all in. So this bank, you have to make a choice. You either are a savings bank, this bank over here, you're a commercial bank, you all can't do it all. Oh, you can't sell insurance. No more under one roof. They can sell insurance, sell stocks, have savings. No. They got to put the Glass-Steagall back in the bottle. They got to bring back the gold standard or shut down the Federal Reserve altogether. That's right. Why do we need the Federal Reserve? Think about it. The greatest period of economic growth in the history of the United States happened when there was no central bank. That's right. That's right. The Civil War, if you look at it, the greatest period of economic growth in the U.S. history was between the Civil War and 1913. So what do we need the Federal or Central Bank, Federal Reserve at all? We don't. It's crazy. The Federal Reserve is destroying the value of the U.S. dollar. It all started with Nixon in the 70s when he wanted, before for every dollar you printed, you had to have $1 of gold. That kept Congress from spending. It was a wonderful thing. So you can't have America economy grow again or be great again unless the government stops with all this printing and borrowing. And the only way you're going to stop them from printing and borrowing is by making sure every dollar they print or borrow, they have to have $1 of gold. If they don't, they can't borrow, they can't spend. That's how we keep things in line, the budget. The more the government spends than it does, it spends much more than it takes in. That's called a deficit. And when they do that kind of spending, let's say $1 trillion more a year than they take in. Now, they'll tell everybody 800 billion, but it's more of a trillion. That trillion is covered by raising rates on credit cards, auto loans, small business loans. Yeah. So small businesses, they stop expanding. They get crowded out. When the government keeps on spending and the government keeps on growing and they keep on doing all the borrowing, they have to keep raising interest rates on a small business who's going to expand. So the small business doesn't expand. He doesn't hire more people. He doesn't buy equipment. The worst thing is that all the spending by government, more than they take in, crowds out the private sector. They can't grow. And they're going to have to pay more in interest, especially small businesses. They have to borrow at higher rates. They're not going to do that. If he's going to make America better again, we got to get rid of this spending more than we take in. The only way you can do it, bring it back to every time you spend $1, borrow $1, you got to have $1 worth of gold. Another thing, he talks about military spending. Remember the promise? Well, he's got to be very careful, Trump. There's a difference between military spending and defense spending. Oh, I'm for defense spending. We're going to take care of our home shores. We're going to take care of the United States. Nobody's going to come in here and hurt us. Oh, I'm for that. But they never identify for you the difference between defense spending and military spending. Military spending is a scam. Military spending doesn't keep us more safe. It keeps the industrial complex more rich. And the elitists and the shareholders of Boeing and Northrop and GE. That's all military spending does. It makes people rich. We're going to be spending, right now, they're spending more and more, or sending more U.S. troops to Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, all other places. Now, how do they pay for it? Well, they don't go to Congress. They get around it, what they call supplemental spending. So they don't have to worry about the sequester, the limits. Now, last week, Obama asked for $11.6 billion. What are you, nuts? For military spending. We should be putting that in our roads. Because who gains in the military spending? Boeing and Northrop and the boys. See, remember, military budget is much different than the defense budget. So don't let them take parking space in your head. The military budget, it's going to make us safe. No, it makes us poor. We'll be right back after this break. Here on Phil's Gang, join my gang, 15 past the hour.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you'll be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with a prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Welcome back. Looking for insights and investing information? Join Phil Grandy and become a Phil's Gang member today. For more information, go to philsgang.com. The Phil's Gang Stock Corner is brought to you by the MaxFest 1000 Stock Charts.
And welcome to Stock Corner. The stock market, pretty flat. It's only up about 17 points. That's it. We're waiting to see what happens on Friday. But everybody's got to realize they're talking about this big rally we had, the Trump rally. It's only a 5% rally. We're going to give that rally back. And what people don't understand, and this is what I show my gang every day, you hear me talk about durable goods all the time, because durable goods is what identifies for us the strength, okay, in our economy, our growth. Are we growing or not growing? Never mind the GDP. That's all fake. You know, just like if you really want to know the jobs, if you really want to know how many jobs we created, you go to the payroll. Everybody's got to pay taxes, right? Go to payroll. You get the real number of jobs. As I said, it's 40%. All those jobs that report on Friday, 40% of them are phony. Just go check the payrolls. You'll see. But the big thing is that right now, the stock market, that 5% rally we had, if you really want to check if we have a bubble, if you really want to check what your risk is in the stock market as to it correcting, which it will correct. You think we're going to be so lucky that the correction in the dot-coms never will happen again? The correction in the housing will never happen again? You think this, the QE bubble we're in now, will not correct? This is it? No. Go take your durable goods. And durable goods are any item that lasts three or more years. Your car is a durable good. Lawnmower is a durable good. And the durable goods, the sales have been dismal because of terrible wages. But you put it on a chart and you will identify that the S&P is up 25% higher than the durable goods. You lay them on one on top of the other. And that's how you can tell if there's a bubble in the market. So you can prepare yourself for it. That's why you want to join my gang. These are the things we do. You think some stockbroker, money manager, the guy who takes care of your 401k, is going to do that for you? So we have a bubble of 25%. It's not a lie. It's there. You can see it. Because of all this debt, because of all this cheap money, because we keep printing and printing and printing money. Which, by the way, people don't realize this printing of money is a killer. It's destroying our country, destroying the value of our dollar. Go shopping at the grocery store. Ever since we started to print money incredibly in 2008 under Obama, eggs are up 63%, coffee up 80%, peanut butter 30%, milk 16%, on and on and on. Loaf of white bread up 29%. Spaghetti, macaroni, are you kidding? 34%. Orange juice, 36%. On and on. Wine, 50%. 50%. Your electric bill, 32%. How about margin? Are you kidding? 130%. I love tomatoes. Every time I go to the store, I say, I don't want to buy the store, I want to buy the tomatoes. 18% on tomatoes. It's ridiculous. So the only way we're going to stop this if we stop the spending. You stop the spending by either closing down the Federal Reserve, which we don't need, or, and think about the Federal Reserve. What a scam. They will print $1 million. They give it to a bank who then loans $10 million. All air. And you want to know why? Margin's up 130%? Or why orange is up 36%? That's why. Isn't that amazing? They print this money, useless money. And the bank takes $1 million, turns it into $10 million. And when the bank spends more than they have, the Federal Reserve, called lender of last resort, will come in and give them money. That's not capitalism. Banks can never go out of business, and that's stupid. But here's what you really need to know. If he's going to make America great again, he better not screw around with the stock market. What's that mean? The stock market is rigged. There's no question about it. And it's a good thing. The stock market's gone up 180%. And it's all stock buybacks. And and injecting trillions of dollars into stocks and stock buybacks. Giving money to corporations, almost free money, so they can buy their own shares back. Does nothing for the economy. Boy, sure makes the stock market go up. If we get rid of that, you're not going to have an exciting market. You want the stock market to be crooked. You want the market to be crooked. Now, it doesn't help the economy, but it sure helps you going into retirement. The last thing you want is an honest stock market. And that's why everybody uses charts, because everybody knows the stock market is not honest. Then why is every day there another story in the newspaper about a 401k? The people in the company are suing over their 401k because of fees. The stock market, the only reason the stock market hasn't corrected, because of the policy of the Federal Reserve. Keep printing. Keep injecting. Keep giving money to CEOs so they can get really rich. While the people that work for the company, their wages go down. They get cut back to part-time. But the CEOs, an average CEO is making $15 million a year base. On top of the $15 million, they get another $30 million from their stock option bonuses. So they print the money, they get free money, buy the stock, they make another $30 million. The 500 top executives. Isn't that crazy? So all we want to know, we want to be part of this. So, for example, take Starbucks. Do you really think Starbucks, you got to be a fool. You got to be a fool to think that Starbucks is worth $58. Are you nuts? $58? It's not even close. Starbucks is not worth $58. It's worth about $23. But who cares? All I know is when Starbucks, the institution, started to buy Starbucks, and Starbucks went up 11%, we were there because it turned red and then turned green. Green tells us the institutions are buying. It's still green. But guess what? We can sleep tonight. I never have to worry about it going down because we'll know when it goes down. That's why join my gang today. Let me help you. You help St. Jude. The number, 877-600-GANG. They'll pick up your phone call right now.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Do you invest in a 401k or an IRA? Did you know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments when the market crashes? Isn't it time you take control of your investments? For over 15 years, Phil'sGang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Phil's Gang members, making profits when the market is up or down. Phil'sGang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true, right? So why not join thousands of satisfied Phil's Gang customers today? Go to Phil'sGang.com. That's Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Phil'sGang.com. You hear me talk about 401ks every day on my radio show. Why? Because it's such a disservice. 89 million Americans have a 401k. There's 638,000 plans. And the father of the 401k, Ted Brenner, even admitted they're a scam. He doesn't endorse them anymore because of the ridiculous fees. You got to get away from those fees. Remember, every 1% fee, they take 30% of your retirement money. The average fund is 2.5%. 60% of the money is going to be gone when you're ready to retire. You don't need to do that. There's an alternative. Join my gang, Phil'sGang.com. Phil'sGang.com. Seek out the alternative. Give yourself a break. Phil'sGang.com. Sign up today.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Phil'sGang.com. We're a teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated is so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. Phil'sGang.com, where we don't make it complicated but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're going to have a little, give you a little insight on how to make some money in a second. But first, here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. The gang, it's a gang, small group of people. Every day, 9:30, the market opens. Before 9:30, early in the morning, I do a little coffee talk for everybody. Go over everything, make sure we know which way the market's going to open, what's going on. Market opens 9:30. I'm with them between 9:30 and 11, live. That's right, live. You see me on my charts. They email me with their questions, the stocks that they want to buy. Should they buy them? Should they not? Or if they're in them, add to it. Not so everybody learns off each other. And then at 11 o'clock, I start giving them all kinds of updates right till I get on the air. Then finally a market wrap, then it starts all over again. Nobody does that for $39.95. Nobody does that for $39.95. And for those who are so busy they can't participate, we have a wonderful program called our MV2 program. You'll love that. It's just a color-coded chart that we guide you with. All you have to do is take a look at it for a few minutes, have your kids do it for you. Is it green or red? The nice thing about it, people who are busy, you never have to worry about, oh my God, that terrible sinking feeling. Is the market going to go down? Is that stock going to go down? How will I know? Those days are gone with technology. That's the beautiful thing I designed, because it will tell you in advance there is a change in money going out. Your broker's not going to tell you that. Why would he tell you that? Are you kidding me? Are you nuts? It's amazing, isn't it? What we get told every day is crazy. Listen to this.
We've been on a roll in this economy. We've been creating a lot of jobs. Looks like all the ingredients are in place for the consumer to do well here.
Oh, my God. What a lie. The jobs we've been creating are garbage. Terrible jobs. Look, they're talking through their teeth on CNBC. What did they say this morning on CNBC? Oh, we need productivity because we need good jobs. We need jobs with wages. Good. They haven't been producing good jobs. Under Obama, productivity has collapsed. Wages have remained at a 10-year low, as well as our standard of living. And it's a small segment of the population that's doing well, the 1 percentile. So, the high-paying, full-time manufacturing, construction, and mining jobs, which you get paid $65,000, $70,000 a year with good benefits, are gone. They're disappearing. This dope Obama replaced them with $28,000 jobs. Are you kidding? Part-time $28,000 jobs. 72% of our workers now work paycheck to paycheck. That's not a lie. Go look it up. See, these guys on Wall Street to make these things, they're making $3 million, $4 million. He doesn't know. Nor does he care. So you say what he wants to say. So 72% of our workers are living paycheck to paycheck. That in turn causes a historic number of consecutive quarters, year over year, negative earnings. And that means lack of good job creation, full-time, high-paying benefit jobs. Then as a direct result, that has caused the largest contraction in new home sales, retail sales, household spending, disposable income, and here's the one, durable goods. Boy, do we have income inequality in this country. Wow, what a gap between the very rich who took off and made so much money in the stock market and the everyday working guy who said to Hillary, jump in a lake. We're not going to elect you. The income inequality has been terrible. 40% of student loan debt not being paid. They're not making payments. Home ownership has fallen every year for the last 8 years that Obama's been in office. It's at a 50-year low. Wages at a 10-year low. Total household debt is a historic $12 trillion. 35% of Americans are behind on debt payments at least 180 days. Credit card delinquency at the highest level of since 2012. Government employees outnumber manufacturing jobs by 10 million. On and on and on. And what do? Instead of helping the small business, government keeps on printing and printing money so the government can grow. When the U.S. government decides that it wants to grow, it wants to spend another $1 billion that it doesn't have. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. So what they do, they just create a bunch of U.S. Treasury bonds, debt. They take them over across the street to the Federal Reserve, to the parasites. There's 400 very wealthy people that own this little private company called Federal Reserve. It's a little company, Federal Reserve. 150 of them control our whole country. 150 of those 400 control us. They're our owners. The Federal Reserve creates $1 billion out of thin air and exchanges them for U.S. Treasury bonds. The U.S. Treasury bond that the Federal Reserve receives in exchange for the money it has created out of nothing are auctioned off through the Federal Reserve System. But wait, there's a problem. Because the U.S. government must pay interest on the Treasury bonds, the amount of debt that has been created by this transaction is greater than the amount of money that has been created. So where will the U.S. government get the money to pay the debt? Well, the theory is that we can get money to circulate through the economy really fast and tax it at a high enough rate that the government will be able to collect enough taxes to pay the debt. But that never really happens. This is crazy. See, the creators of the Federal Reserve, these gangsters, this private company, understood what's going on. They understood the U.S. government would not have enough money to both run the government and service the national debt. They knew that the U.S. government would have to keep borrowing more and more money. Yeah, they knew that. They set them up. They're always in the game of borrowing. And that's why when you go to the supermarket, you say, I can't believe what I'm spending on food. Because you pay for it. This is crazy. This is nuts. And the private sector gets screwed. Because when the government spends more than it takes in, that deficit, the more they spend, $1 trillion more than they take in, is financed. Okay, so deficit finance government spending is where the government finances expenses by spending more than it takes in and without increasing taxes. And when the government must increase the amount of borrowing, it will borrow from the private sector, you and me, by issuing this new debt, the 10-year Treasury government bond. The biggest problem is the government, to attract money from you, pays more than the banks. So you don't put your money in the banks. That's called crowding out. Because now a small businessman goes to the bank trying to borrow money. Oh, he can borrow it, but he's not going to borrow it at 6%. He's got to borrow it at 10% or 8%. So he doesn't expand. He can't go to the Fed window and borrow money like GE at 0. So the bigger the government is, the more they spend. That means they offer to you, hey, buy our debt. We have $1 trillion. We spent more than $1 trillion. We don't have it. So come buy that $1 trillion. And you look at the bank. What do? They drop the rates down to 0.1% so that you go to the treasuries and buy treasuries at 2.3%. Now there's no money left. Businesses aren't going to borrow. So they don't hire. They don't produce. They don't put capital spending in. We've been in this. If he wants to make this country great, get rid of the Federal Reserve. We'll be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You know, most people get involved with a 401k because of the employer match. They really believe that there's free money. There's no free money. It's a scam. Here's how it works. You ever notice that you can't get the money all at once? Why not? Why don't they just give you the match all at once? Why over 6 years? Because they know only 12% of the people who work for a company stay for 6 years or more. Only 12% are there for 6 years. That's why they plugged it to 6 years. They know you're not going to stay. So it's not for your benefit. It's for the benefit of the company. It's a scam. There's an alternative, though. Phil's Gang. Join my gang. philsgang.com. philsgang.com.
Find out more at philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. We're teaching format, and boy, do we give good service. You know, buying a stock doesn't have to be complicated. The reason why Wall Street makes it complicated, so to make you think you need to hire them. You can do better without them, believe me, because you're not going to have those big fees. Come to Phil's Gang, where we'll show you an easy way to buy a stock. philsgang.com, where we don't make it complicated, but profitable.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Welcome back to Phil's Gang Radio Show. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
I think regulations to a large degree make it very difficult for people to get money. I mean, if you have an idea, if you have a concept, you put something out there, and then you go to try and get an SBA loan, or you try and jump through all the hoops of regulation.
The transition that the Fed made to regulatory overlay, they're controlling the economy now through, and the banking system, through regulation.
How do you have business exist? How do you have people put money in? I own 20 companies. I got 93,000 workers. And I take chances. And I'm scared to put more money into equipment and manufacturing because I'm frightened about what the EPA is going to do to me, what the FTC is going to do, and, on and on and on.
And what else they're afraid of, we get lied to every day about inflation. Inflation. They come out every day, the Federal Reserve, the parasites, the private banksters. The private banksters, 150 of them, our owners. They'll come out and have yellows say every day, our target of inflation is 2%. What? Our inflation hasn't dropped below 8% in 12 years. That's the real inflation. You know that. Go to the movie. The last movie I went to, by the time we got the ticket, the drink, and the popcorn, I said, did we just buy some stock here in this theater? You gotta be kidding. They're selling sugar water and corn that's grown in a field. To watch a movie for the God, you get $50. Are you kidding? It's ridiculous. So, when you look at your stocks, great. Let them inflate. Let them rig the market. Why are you afraid? So I take my little gang, work with them every day, and make sure that they feel safe. See, my job is not to make them rich. I can't make anybody rich. I can guide them. I can teach them. I help them. I'm their coach. I'm not going to make anybody rich. You got to make yourself rich, but you're going to have the best tools, the best teaching. And for people who don't have time, then I have a program for you. You don't even spend a minute a day on it. The chart does it all for you. Tells you when to buy, when to sell. You'll know when to add. Da-da. But this inflation is a joke. Look, when they took us off this gold standard, you needed $1 gold for every dollar you printed, it killed us. And the 0% interest rate is killing us. Killing this economy. Just think about it. $64 trillion in debt. That's our debt, real debt. And Obama made it worse by doubling from 10 trillion to 20 trillion, and they keep printing. Nixon, remember, was the dope. He took us off the gold standard in 1971. It was Greenspan under Reagan who was responsible for the 1987 crash. Why? Same thing happening now as back then, exactly. Greenspan is the head of the Federal Reserve, was the catalyst for the massive debt expansion from $980 billion to $2.7 trillion, causing that crash. Same thing's happening, exact same thing happening right now. We're heading for that same crash. You think Donald Trump can stop it? No. Oh, he can do more QE, and that means our stocks will go up. That's a beautiful thing. And all you got to do is let them do more QE, let them keep buying their own shares, the CEOs, to get rich. But you can at least know that you're growing wealth. But more important than the wealth you're growing your confidence every day as a gang member. Because you can go to bed at night and say, I don't have to worry that I don't know what's going on or the market's going to crash. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Between the technology and Phil coaching, I don't have to worry. And when you join for $39.95, and at the end of the month you don't think so, then you quit. You quit. Look, this Federal Reserve, he's got to get rid of it. If the American people ever allow private banks to control the issuance of their currency, first by inflation, which they do, and then by deflation, which they do, the banks and corporations will grow up around them. Oh boy, do we see that. And will deprive the people of all their property until their children will wake up homeless on the continent their great-great-grandfathers conquered. Thomas Jefferson. What a great statement that is. The corporations of this country are just gangsters. But you don't have to sit and take it. You make money off of them. They're parasites, so make money off of them. Here, give you an example. One nice little stock. TLT. What's that? Well, the dollar has been going up and up and up. The dollar has been going up now about 24% since 2014. When the dollar goes up like that, that is a killer. Okay? Because what happens is all the companies, the big guys, the S&P 500 companies, do most of their business overseas. About 68-70% of their revenues come in from overseas. The stock should be down. In other words, if you take a stock like Caterpillar and you look at it, Caterpillar is at $93.99. The real value to Caterpillar is about $35. That's right, $35. That's how bloated this system is. But it could get to $94 because they kept on printing money, injecting it, And then and then they just keep pumping the stock up with no profits, no real gained earnings. It's amazing. So you got a stock that's at 50% overbought when it should be coming down. Was prevented from coming down through a system of quantitative easing, printing money, stock buybacks. So that bubble is constantly there. So make money on these stocks that are going up. Don't fight it. But the key is you'll have peace of mind. You'll know that when it's time to get out, you will know in advance. Not only will you know when to get out, but you have a technique that when the market starts going down, not only will you be out, but you'll be making money on the way down. And I'm not talking about these stupid funds that they keep on selling that we will guarantee you 100% of your principal. You never lose your principal. No matter if the stock market goes down to zero, you never lose your principal. Really? You lose your arse is what you lose, not your principal. Because the fees are unbelievable. They lock you in for 8 years, 5 years minimum. You know you don't collect a penny until the end of the 5 years. So in other words, if the stock market goes down, you know why they do 5 years? Because the majority of the people who buy these, they've calculated, they leave before 5 years is up. So that's why they push it to 5 years. They know you're not going to make it all the way. So when you're ready to get out and you got $25,000 in, you're lucky. When you get out before 5 years, that you lose just $8,000. It's a joke. Then they try to show you a model. Oh, look at this. We take $25,000, we put so much in stocks, so much in bonds. Oh, if you lose all the money in stock, oh, you make it up in bonds. So look at that. You got your $25,000 anyways. Really? Well, even if that was true, if you get out before your time is up, you lose a fortune. Even if you stay in and your time is up, and you had $25,000, you're going to lose at least on that $6,000-$7,000 in fees they don't tell you about. It's the worst. Even if you broke even with fees, why would you invest in anything to break even? You're better off putting it into your pillow. Put it in a CD. It is the worst product in the world. Plus the taxes kill you. So anytime you're driving around, you hear on radio, oh, we will guarantee your principal. Run like hell. There's no easy money. I don't make easy money for my gang. It's not easy money. We work at it. But we have the best tools and the best coaching to make it work. We understand what's going on. We don't get taken in by the hot stock. We stay with 5 same stocks all 12 months. Every month the same 5. Because it doesn't matter. As long as they're brand names, it doesn't matter. Doesn't. You make money on any stock, 5 stocks that are brand names. Call now, 877-600-GANG, become a gang member. And if anything, write to Mr. Trump and tell him to close the Federal Reserves so our inflation is not a hidden 10%, 8% a year. That's crazy. See you on the chart. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG. They're waiting for your call now.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Phil Grandy